Welcome to Mammoth. My name is Gaurav. So today we'll go through a quick overview of the Mammoth platform and then we'll dive into a demo to see it in action. So one of the core missions of Mammoth is to address this problem where most of the time is spent in data prep that leaves very little room for analysis or insights. And we solve this in a couple of ways. One is we provide this one platform that covers all the various aspects of the data journey, from connecting to all your different sources, to storing it, to tools for discovery and transformation, and then creating dashboards. It is designed for people who understand the data really well, and that profile is usually the knowledge worker, the business analyst. So having access avoids the back and forth with IT or engineering. And this setup helps shift that time spent on data prep into time spent on insights. Okay, let's dive into the demo and see it in action. Okay, so I've logged in. Mammoth is a cloud-based platform and it is able to process from 10,000 rows to hundreds of millions of rows. It is designed for all kinds of data. So let's start adding in data here. So I can drag and drop Excel files, CSV files, PDFs, images. You can extract tables out of that. Webhooks is a way of bringing event-based data. I can also connect to databases and different services via APIs. Essentially, you can bring any and all kinds of data into the platform. Okay, so let me open up one of the data sets. So I'm just going to open up this one here. This happens to be data from a point of sale system. And what you have here is a table on the bottom, and then on top you have a couple of column profiles, and this helps us give a landscape overview of the data. So for example, I can see, let me look at, for example, the time column here. I can see that there were 10,000 transactions in July. Jan's pretty low, so let me look at that. So I'm just going to filter in a little bit, and I can see the data started on the 13th of Jan. So instead of writing SQL queries to investigate your data, what I'm doing is just the same thing in a visual, interactive way. So similarly, I can maybe filter out these people or these items, and then I can keep drilling down. So this is very useful for investigating what may be right or wrong with your data. Speaking of what may be right or wrong, here what you see is different spellings of cupcakes and cookies and services and things like that. And so what Mammoth allows for is this ability to reshape and transform your data right away. So for example, if I click on this input box here, I get a bunch of tools and functions to kind of reshape and transform the data. This happens to be code-free. It's and a lot of it is AI-powered. In fact, we can also write in our intent of what we want to do. We'll cover that in another video, but let's try and address this cupcake problem. So here there happens to be this one function called bulk replace. I'm going to use that, and if I select the department column, what I can do is select a couple of these items here and then group them together and create multiple groups, but it's actually suggesting these different groups here. So I'm just going to go ahead and add all of these in. I can modify this at any point. I can change this to whatever I want, and then when I hit next and apply, a couple of things should happen. These 21 values here, they should change, and what you see here is this has now changed to 13 values, and on the left hand side what we have is a step in the pipeline. So any new data coming in, it goes through the same flow, and so that's your automation sort of built in, and we can keep sort of building up on this. And there are a couple of other key concepts. You can create additional views of your data that's from the same source. You can create different pipelines. There are a lot of AI-powered capabilities from insights. You can kind of get your business insights, and then also you have your data quality score, which in this case, it seems pretty bad. So I'm just going to look at that. And it's given me sort of just a summary and something I can act on. And so if I spend a bit of time, I can actually get this data quality right. So a more built-out example is something I'm just going to open up right now. It is this one here. And so here, what we have is a couple of steps applied or tasks applied that transform the data. I'm in complete control over this. I can go back at any point and look at what the data was like at that state. And this is very useful to help investigate the data at those various checkpoints, if you will. And then essentially what we can do after all the transformations is we can either download it, export it into various places. I can either connect to a database. There's Mammoth managed databases, which we'll cover in another video. You can send it to your own destinations if you have any. And the big exciting piece that we've just recently built is something I'm going to show you now, which is this ability to publish the data. And so what this does is it looks at your data and suggests a couple of potential dashboards. So I can also describe the one that I want, but let's just go ahead with one of these. I'm just going to click on this. And what it's going to do is generate a dashboard. Okay, here we have a nice looking dashboard that I could start chatting with and modifying. So let's just say I want to see a breakdown of my product and category. You can see I can say show me a chart that breaks down product and category. And there you go. So we can modify this in various ways, including change the themes. So let me just change this to maybe a dark mode. And then we can look at this in various modes, tablet mode and the mobile. This is, so what we did in a few minutes, we went from raw data, cleaning it up, to putting it in this nice looking dashboard. Thanks for watching.